Episodes 9 and 10 of Maul Shadow Lord are some of the most unapologetically hyped Star Wars content that I have seen in years. We got insane lightsaber duels, Maul manipulating everyone around him, and we got some moments that had some great payoff at the end of the season. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Surfing the Stream. I am Matt. Today we are talking episodes 9 and 10 of Maul Shadow Lord, the season finale. And man, do I have a lot to say about these last two episodes. So if you have not caught up through the final two episodes of season one, this is your chance to push pause, come back once you have caught up, because I will be talking full spoilers from this point forward. Hopefully you have gone this far and not been spoiled on the last two episodes, because damn, was it not some great Star Wars content for all of us. This show absolutely stuck the landing for me. Not only does it deliver on the action side of things, but it finally pays off the emotional and psychological buildup that they've been setting up all season between Maul and Devin. This finale might contain my favorite Star Wars action sequence, really an animation period, but maybe in all of Star Wars. It's going to be up there. One thing that I really loved about these episodes is how Maul feels fully back to form for me. Episodes 7 and 8 showed him mentally broken down, vulnerable, angry, and just absolutely falling apart at the seams. But now he's returned to being devious, calculated, manipulative. Like, this is the Maul that we truly love. And I cannot get enough of not only his iteration in this series, but just his character in general. The telepathic communication with Devin through her dreams was such a cool touch, because it shows just how deep he's getting into her head. He's slowly seducing her to his side. And of course, the creators continue giving Maul some of the coolest moments imaginable. The sequence where he takes on an entire squad of stormtroopers and an AT-ST was insane. But what I really like is not just action for the sake of action. Maul is showing off. This whole thing feels like a demonstration for Devin more so than anything. Like, he's trying to prove, hey, look how powerful you can become if you follow me. Now, something that I think the show has done really well, and something that separates Maul from a lot of Sith, is that he actually seems to have this weird sense of respect and honor, not morality, not kindness, but respect. There's a moment where Rook wants to kill Daki and Maul immediately shuts it down. He tells her to chill out because Daki is a Jedi Master and they need him. And I love that, because Maul respects strength above everything else. Now, obviously, he's still manipulative and selfish and absolutely willing to betray people. Perhaps the second that it benefits him, he's going to use everyone at his disposal to further his goals. And compared to somebody like Sidious, there is this warrior-like code to Maul that I really appreciate. And I think that makes him way more interesting than a majority of the Sith that we have gotten so far in canon. But one badass thing that we got in these last two episodes was this giant lightsaber royal rumble of sorts. You got Devin, Daki, and Maul going up against Marek, the Crow, and Darth Vader. When he showed up at the end of episode 9, my God, I wish y'all could have heard how hyped I was in the ambulance when I was watching that episode. So fucking great. And visually, this entire sequence is gorgeous. There are so many standout moments of not just this little sequence. I say little sequence, it's a large sequence. Majority of the last episode is this fight, but there are just so many standout moments. And the absolute coolest thing is when Maul throws his lightsaber like a damn boomerang, cuts down multiple stormtroopers, and then catches it just in time to block one of Marek's attacks. That was one of the dopest moments of the entire series. One of the coolest things that I have seen in any of Star Wars. And we'll put it in that category of coolest moments. Like, rewind, watch it like 2 or 3 times, as when Goku did the Kamehameha wave against Kefla and Dragon Ball Super. That to me is a core memory for me. But I will say this. I do think the portion of this episode, specifically with the lightsaber duel, is edited a little too fast. Everything seems to be moving at like 2 times speed. There's so much happening so quickly that it can be really hard to soak in just how awesome some of these fights are, especially when it comes to like how fantastic that choreography is. The visuals are fantastic. The animation is phenomenal, but I just wish the pacing of it was slowed down just a little bit so we can really soak up how awesome it was. But I mentioned it a second ago, at the end of episode 9, holy shit, we get one of the best Darth Vader entrances. Oh, okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, I say that and I go back to Rogue One. That is the GOAT entrance for Darth Vader. This doesn't really come up to that to me, but this is still an awesome entrance for Darth Vader. The fog rolling in, everyone's wondering who's there. And then the second that Vader appears, but let's be honest here. I figured it was going to be Vader all along. You just kind of had this sense of, all right, the Empire finds out that Maul is around. Sidious is obviously going to be involved in that, right? So who is he going to send when the Inquisitors are not getting it done? He's going to send in Vader. So it was definitely teased along the way. You just kind of assumed it, regardless of whether or not you expected Vader to show up or not. It was executed perfectly. The build up, the music, atmosphere, the reveal itself. I genuinely cannot remember the last time that I watched something and audibly yelled like, let's fucking go. This was a peak Star Wars moment for me. From that moment through episode 10, I could not take my eyes away from the screen. It was so damn good. And what makes it even better is just how terrifying Vader is once that fight actually starts. Maul legitimately looks at him and says, "Who are you? You're no Inquisitor." Because Maul has absolutely no idea who Vader is yet. And Vader proceeds to absolutely wipe the floor with everyone. It's a 3v1 and looks like he's barely even trying. The power difference is insane. Maul, Daki, Devin, they're all struggling together to move massive boulders onto Vader. And Vader just casually casts it aside. No effort whatsoever. The show just does an incredible job portraying Vader as this unstoppable force of nature. At the same time, Maul is continuing to manipulate Devin throughout all this. He's actively encouraging her to tap into her anger, to stop fighting like a Jedi. And then there's a really interesting moment where he tells her that Vader knows how Jedi fight because Darth Sidious destroyed the Jedi Order and became Emperor. That revelation absolutely shocks Devin, and it's another step toward breaking her worldview apart. What's really cool, like structurally, is the contrast between the two major fights happening at the exact same time. You got Vader fighting Maul and Daki, where Vader is the overwhelming force dominating two opponents. And then you've got Devin fighting Marek and the Crow, where she is the weaker underdog, trying desperately to survive. It mirrors each other perfectly. And again, I've said it 1,000 times throughout these episode reviews. I'll say it again. The choreography here is unbelievable, along with that score, animation, and art design. It is without a doubt the best looking show that I've ever seen. I would have killed for a Star Wars show like this when I was a kid. And then we get the moment the entire season has been building toward, which is Maul betraying Daki. We all knew it was coming eventually, but it still hits. And that's how you know you have done such a great job of laying down breadcrumbs of, okay, this is what's going to happen in the future. This is what we're building towards. You're expecting it, and it still pays off. It's still a great moment. You're still getting hyped. Devin watches Daki die, and it completely breaks her emotionally. She's overwhelmed with rage. She uses her anger and her grief, and then she ends up losing her lightsaber, and then Maul throws her one of his red lightsabers. And when that moment happened, it was such a great payoff. 10 episodes of just slowly pushing Devin towards that dark side. And the second that she ignites that red lightsaber, it just works perfectly for me. That moment felt earned. And by the end, Devin finally agrees to train under Maul. This isn't just about rebuilding a criminal empire anymore. What we have moving forward is his revenge against Sidious, the corruption of Devin, and then Maul trying to not only create his own legacy, but build upon it. And honestly, I'm all in. Sign me the fuck up for whatever comes our way for season 2. And also, shout out to Captain Lawson. They make it seem like he's dead here. Okay, we don't technically see him die, which in Star Wars usually means they're probably coming back, or just in TV shows in general, it means you're coming back. But regardless, I think it works really well here emotionally as a season-ending moment for not only his character arc, but also Riley's moving forward. Overall, episodes 9 and 10 were absolutely phenomenal. This finale had amazing action, fantastic visuals, the emotional payoffs of a lot of different storylines, great character work, and one of the hypest Darth Vader appearances that I have seen in years. And more than anything, though, this season proved why Maul is such a compelling character. If you would have told me we would have gotten all of this with his character, I never would have believed you, because I just didn't expect to get this great of a show with Maul Shadow Lord. I was a little suspect because we've been screwed so many times by Lucasfilm that I just assumed that it was not going to be that great. I am pleased to say that I was wrong. Okay, there you go. I was wrong. And now, with Devin officially by his side, season 2 has that potential to be even better. And I cannot wait to see what this series has in store for these characters. But guys, let me know down in the comments below of what you thought about episodes 9 and 10. Did the Vader reveal live up to the hype? And how do you feel about Devin officially embracing that dark side? But while you're down there, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That's really going to help us out. Hit that notification bell so that you know when our next episode will drop. But thank you again for joining me for this review series. It's been a great time talking Star Wars with all of y'all. So thank you again for joining me, and I will catch y'all next time on another episode. Laters.